What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Business Breakthrough. In today's Business Breakthrough, I sit down with Martin. He is an awesome entrepreneur, started his business on a whim, wanted to own a business and just did it. I love the grit, the determination. Now he's kind of putting the foundation together. Great business breakthrough here of preparing for the growth. I talk about this a lot. If you're going to grow, and you're wanting to grow, you need to prepare for the growth. You need to already be thinking in a way that aligns with where you want to be. And that's what we talked about in today's Business Breakthrough. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. All right, what is going on, everyone? I'm here with Martin Alatorre of Unmatched Painting. Welcome, my friend, podcast listener. Let me hear a little bit about what you got going on in your painting business. Tell me what's going really well, and then also tell me an area that you're wanting to improve a little bit.
Well, so to begin with, I'm fairly new. I'm actually really new. I just left my full-time job to start this. So I'm
Congratulations.
Yeah, man, thank you. So I've only been at it about a month.
Okay.
And it's something I've always wanted to do for years, man, for a long time. I'm 27. I've been painting since I was 17. And I kind of just said, you know what, I think it's time. And my thing is, it's like everyone says, I wasn't really ready. I just did it, man, because I just started getting frustrated. I just wasn't happy.
So where did you work? Where did you work before? What did you quit?
So I worked for a contractor for about 8 years. He's the one that taught me everything. And then I wasn't happy there anymore. I still wasn't breaking 4 digits a week on my paychecks, man. And I was like, I have a family now. I'm married. I got kids. I wasn't doing enough. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna look for other opportunities. So I found a commercial painting company, and right there was good. It was good, man. It was like 51 an hour. And
Wow.
because it was all government work out here in California. And I said, oh, you know what? This is good. I'm solid. Come in, put in my 8 hours.
Yeah.
Bring home a good check at the end of the week. I still wasn't happy. It still wasn't doing it for
There
me,
was still
man.
something itching inside of you, huh? You wanted to do your own thing.
Yeah, I was just like, man, I make good money now. I don't have to worry about nothing. And
Yeah,
I was
that's the
only spraying.
entrepreneurial itch.
Yeah, dude, I was only spraying too, man. No prep, no nothing. Just get the gun and go all day, man.
Never stops. Just production work.
Yeah, exactly. So it was easy, man. But I still wasn't, I don't know. I would tell my wife, like, I don't know why I'm just still not, I don't know. It's good money, it's easy work, but nothing. So, but then that company ended up falling through. It was one of those where they use you for a couple months and then you're off for a couple months.
Man, that was a blessing in disguise then, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, all right, man. And then I went through this period. After that, I was like, well, I don't know what to do from here. So I just found a construction company that needed a painter. I went into there thinking, all right, this is cool, man. But he wanted me to learn the construction trade as well. So I was starting at the bottom of the barrel at like $20 an hour.
Right.
And I was like, I've been doing this too long to start at $20 an hour. So I had a new baby. I have a newborn. She's about a month old. And I just decided, you know what? That's it, man. I'm done. I'm just gonna try to do this for myself.
Love it. So
And
that's what
what I
it took.
did.
So
Yeah,
let me
man.
ask you. So let me ask you a question. At this point, is it still just you working by yourself?
As right now, yes.
Okay. Are you licensed? Because you're in California.
Yeah, I am not fully licensed yet.
But you're working on it.
Yeah, but I'm working on it.
So that's going to be a little barrier for you because you can't really hire anyone until that's official.
Yeah, exactly. So
have you been working on it though?
Tough,
like, I mean, is it in the works though?
Yeah, no, I'm in the school and everything. I have my test dates and all that. So
cool. So with that being said, I mean, now's a good time for you to really get gritty on your foundation, right? Get
Yeah.
ready because it's coming, you know, and I think there's a lot here. You might even actually be able to expedite that licensing just because you've worked for someone for so long. Did you try that?
Actually, I didn't know that. I didn't know that
Well,
I
I
could do
think you
that.
need 4 years as an apprentice, but you've worked for somebody for 8 years,
Yeah.
you know? So I mean, there's a lot there, you know, there's a lot there. So with that being said, let's cover a few things that I think are, you know, pretty important. Number one, how have you been getting your jobs?
So as of right now, just footwork, man. I just, once I got like the branding and stuff, I just got the cards, man. I just started going to hardware stores, paint stores, anywhere where, builders or people that need home improvement stuff,
That's
man. And
great. And it's been working out for you. You're getting some phone calls.
yeah, I actually, so it's April. I'm booked out till June.
Okay.
So I managed to fill up every week till June. I mainly hit up the builders because I know the licensing thing is a problem, and some of these builders out here, they'll just use me as a sub for them. And so I met this one builder who's actually helped me out a lot. He was doing work for some real estate investors, just guys that are buying these flip houses, man, and remodeling and selling. And that filled up about a month and a half worth of work right there. And then
Nice.
there's some
So
more
let me
coming
ask
from
you
there.
this. What can I help with? What's an area that you want
Okay,
some clarity
so
in?
so for what I need help with is basically, yeah, I got my schedule filled up until June, but after that, man, I don't I don't know where I'm gonna go from there. I don't know like the next steps. The hard part is the licensing because Home Advisor wouldn't take me on.
Right.
They wanted
Because you
me to
need to
be
be
licensed
licensed,
first.
right? Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So for now, I just used Yelp, a couple $100 a month for the Yelp advertising,
Right.
and then Thumbtack didn't ask for licensing either.
Right.
So
So, I
then
mean, you're in a tough
basically
position
just
right now. You know, I mean, well, the
yeah,
thing about it is like, you know, you really, I mean, listen, I'm all for the hustle. Like, I
yeah,
love that. I mean, you did it, but I can't endorse anything without it
success.
being legitimate. You know that. I mean, and that's a good thing. I know you know that.
Yeah, that
But I
makes
will
sense.
tell
Yeah,
you this. Let me put it this way for you. What you're doing is perfect because it's working right now, right? I mean, I know that there's some things that you need to get in place because that's the entry. I mean, you're not in the game yet. Right now, you're feeling it out,
yeah,
you're making some money. I mean, you can't do taxes right now, you can't do hiring, you can't do ads, you can't do anything. So the only focus you should be focusing on at this time is how quickly you can get licensed. And
okay,
I just taught you something that I've learned through the grapevine is that, you know, all you need is 4 years of working for someone that'll vouch for you. And I think
yeah,
you get the license or you have to pass the test and you're there.
yeah, yes, sir.
You know, I mean, so for me, you know, there's a lot here, but let's cover some of those things. Let's assume you have it, right? And assume
Okay,
that you were getting ready to get started. So there's a few things here. You got to understand the principles of paid marketing, right? So paid marketing is what you were trying to do with Home Advisor, what you were trying to do with Angie, what you were trying to do with, what you're doing with Yelp. And what you got to realize is how your customers are buying now. And I think it's important that you're doing a lot of what I think it's guerrilla marketing. I'm pretty sure that's the term where you're just like knocking doors, handing business cards, just hustling, right? And it's
yeah,
like you can do that from the comfort of your own phone, right? By sending DMs and realtors, and reaching out to builders and reaching out to Facebook groups and really just maintaining a solid online presence. But again, you got to be careful because with your situation, you don't want to get too loud. But if you had a license today and we were have this conversation, I'd say the first thing that I would want you to do is, of course, hire. Right. I mean, that's going to be number one. So let's talk about that because I know that's a skill that you're going to have to learn. So let's talk a little bit about if you were licensed right now, what would you do to find help? What would be your first step if I said you need to hire somebody?
um, pay for the online hiring services.
Like what?
Oh, Indeed, ZipRecruiter,
Okay. Have you ever
those
hired
places.
anyone before? Have you ever done a formal interview? Have you ever done anything like that?
Nothing formally, man. Just
Sure. So it's
guys I know.
important.
Yeah.
So this is what I did when I first started my business. Okay. On a piece of paper, I got a piece of paper and I drew a circle. And at the top of that circle, I wrote my name. Right. And that is me in the business. I'm at the very top. Right.
Okay.
What you need to do is you need to identify a few things. Okay. So I'm going to assume that we're just starting our business right now. You and I, you didn't do any work yet. And you came to me day one and said, all right, what do I do? Well, I'd say first you need to identify what your role is in the company, right? Your role right now in this company is a few things. The first thing is you're the CEO. You're the chief executive officer of Unmatched Painting. Okay. That means, with that being said, that you're in charge of absolutely everything that happens in that business. If the business has the appropriate licensing, if the business has the appropriate insurance, which probably makes it hard for you to get because you can't give them a license number, right? So does the business have the appropriate processes and systems and all this, all the above? So that would be number one, is identifying what your roles are. Now, not only are you operating as the CEO, you're also operating as the acting company supervisor. You are the company, I would say, let's say you were the director of operations, right? So that means that on the project side, you are overseeing all of the production. You are making sure that paint is there. You're making sure the scope is correct. You're making sure the project is being done on time and efficiently. Next, you are also the project supervisor. So that means that you're overseeing that specific project each time. You're making sure that if there's a customer or contractor on site, you're talking with them, you're overseeing them, or overseeing the project. You're making sure that, on a more granular level, things are being done properly. Then you are now the painter. So you are actually the production asset. You are the person actually applying the product, right? So you right now on the production side have 4 roles. You're the CEO, director of operations, okay? You're the supervisor, and you're the painter. Now you might be like, dude, what do you mean? I'm just a painter. No, you're not. You do so many different things, right? But again, in an organization, let's say you grew to a $10 million company, you would need all those roles, wouldn't you? You need a director of operations. You need a supervisor. You would need painters, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So on the other side of this is the sales and marketing side. So let's talk about that. Right now, you are the director of marketing operations, right? You've got to make sure that the name of Unmatched Painting is getting out there. So you're the director of marketing operations. And let's just keep it simple and say that a step below that is the grassroots marketing team. You're the one that hits the boots on the ground and goes and hands out business cards. So you also do that, right? So you have that role. So right now, just so you know, you have the CEO, you're the director of production, you're the supervisor, you're the painter. So that's 4. You're the director of marketing, 5, and you're the grassroots marketer. That's 6. All right, let's keep going. So sales, right? Do you estimate the jobs?
Yes.
Right. So you're the director of sales, and then you're also the estimator. So that's 7, 8. And then administrative. Do you answer the phone if it rings?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you do, right? So you're the office admin. Do you invoice customers? Tell them how much they owe? All right. So you're billing. You're the billing department. So, dude, we could keep going, right? I mean, there's so many different things that you're responsible for. So the first thing is identifying which role takes up the most of your time. Which one is it?
The most of my time?
Everything I just went over. I'm going to go over them again. CEO, director of marketing, director of sales, director of production, supervisor of production, marketing, grassroots, operator, painter, admin, billing, answering the phone. Which out of all those requires the most of your physical time?
Painter, man.
Painter, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in order for an organization to thrive, all of these departments need to be operating in unison. Now, there is a certain scenario where the CEO is efficient at being the director of marketing, the director of sales, and director of production. That's how I am in my business. I oversee all that stuff. I don't need another director. We're not that big, right? So that level is okay. I can handle that, right? Next level, the marketing guy. Oh, I can't handle that. That's something that I need somebody to come in and help me do. I don't have time to sit and build ads, manage ad spend, manage marketing, manage all that. I don't have time, right? So that's something that I'm going to outsource, okay? That's a really important word for you to remember and learn as a business owner is outsource. That means you take it outside of your organization. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That means that you don't have somebody as an employee doing it for you. In other words, you bring in another company or service or freelancer or contractor to do it for you to save you time. It still needs to be done. All of these roles that I mentioned need to be done every day for a thriving business. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Every day. And you know what? Businesses that fail, they just shut off the lights on all these different roles in their business and nothing gets done. There's no life to it, right? There's no marketing happening or there's no hiring happening. We didn't even cover director of recruiting, HR manager, hiring, right? Firing, like we didn't even cover that.
Yeah.
That's even more roles. There's friggin' like 30 of them, right? So if you can't do something efficiently and it takes too much of your time, you either need to insource it or outsource it, right? So that's a principle of business that you've got to master, right? There's no in between there. You've got to know how to do that. So in other words, you've got to be resourceful. It's a trait that not many people understand. It's a trait that they weren't taught, but I think you are pretty damn resourceful. Be honest with you. I mean, from what you've told me, bro, you hit the ground and you just like hand out cars. People can't get rid of you. They're like, all right, well, that guy's on it. I bet you answer the phone pretty quickly too.
Oh yeah, dude. I drop the brush, drop the gun, get on the phone.
Everything. Let's go. Yeah. How can I help? Right. You're trying to feed your family. Love it. Yep. So, I'm glad we're past that. You have a why that's strong, right? But you have a little hurdle right now, but that doesn't mean you can't get the pen out, bro, and start game planning for when that time comes. It's coming. Get ready. Right. So when it comes to outsourcing, marketing, can I market? No. Did you go to school for marketing? Martin? No, I didn't either. So for me, it's like, yes, you can do basic marketing, grassroots marketing, which in other words is things that you're doing, going out, handing cards. That is marketing. It is. But what does it take from you?
Time.
And when you're a business owner, the time that you have is the absolute most precious asset because it can get completely out of control. Okay. So make sure you understand that concept. So in other words, marketing, we need to get someone to do it for us. Now we can hire Home Advisor, right? You tried that. You're like, okay, they're going to bring me leads. They'll do the hard work. Their software will figure it out and bring me people that want painting. Good start. But as you grow, you might want a little more personalized marketing. You hire a marketer who only works for painting companies to deliver ads through Google or Facebook. So in other words, step one, reinvest back into marketing when that time comes. Pay someone to do it for you. Your time is too valuable. Next is sales, right? So when you own a business, you are the best salesman. You have all the authority. You can lower the price. You can raise the price. You can add things. You have just free flow authority. In the first couple of years of your business, this is where you want to be. Why? Because that's what grows your business. That's what makes your marketing works. That's what makes your production works. Without sales, your marketing is worthless and your production doesn't happen. So if sales is the heart of the business, that's where you need to live. You need to be living in estimates. You need to be doing them every day for your production team. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So you've got to master that. It's the heart of the business. You got to know that if I don't sell, my marketing was worthless. All the money I spent on it was absolutely wasted. If I don't sell, my guys that I promised would have work don't get work. So you'll be the one who cares the most. You bring in a salesperson or an estimator right now, they don't care about what you're spending on marketing. They don't care about keeping the promises that you've kept to the employees. They just care about making their commission, which they should. That's their job. You're not at that stage yet. You don't have enough volume. Right now, every opportunity that comes your way is one that you need to focus and capitalize on. And if you're working all day, painting, and then leaving at 5, 6 o'clock, coming in sweaty, doing an estimate, you're not going to get the results. You're not going to get people to pay you more. It's just perception. And you're in California, bro. They like perception there.
And I'm in Palm Springs, man. Makes it a little harder.
Yeah, you're in a money place. So we don't want them to look at you as Martin the painter. Dude, I keep saying Martin. You made me pronounce all the vowels in your last name. I got to hide the I in your first name. Martin. You got to realize you're not Martin the painter. Don't ever tell anyone ever again you're a painter. You own a painting company. The mindset needs to shift. If you're going to be a successful business owner, it's very important. Somebody says, hey, what do you do? I own a painting company.
Yeah.
You don't paint. Right now, you're in a role of a painter. Yes? You understand that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're in the role of a painter. You're acting like a painter that will one day be replaced. And that's your goal. So we talked about this. What is taking the most of your precious time where you're not doing estimates right now? Because if you're
Production.
not doing estimates, you're wasting your time. And you're telling me you're booked till June. I'm not happy about that. I think that's not a good thing because you're doing
Yeah.
all the work by yourself. They
Yeah.
take forever. You're not going to get paid. It's going to take a while to even get a check because you got to go through the contractor.
Yeah, I experienced that already. Yep.
I'm sure you did. And you have to, where's my money? You know, am I getting paid today? It's like you work for somebody again.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not excited about it, you know? So it's good. I mean, it's comforting, but I mean, it's not exciting. But you know what it is good? If you had a license right now, you'd be able to hire people to knock that work out, start the flow. So it's good that you have that. You're keeping steady. That's great. But what I want you to cover here is that this is the hardest area on the right side of my chart here, Martin, is that production side, man. How you bring in talent to produce the result in this business will determine whether you are massively successful or you just remain where you're at right now, which maybe you'll be one or two guys, maybe just you. There'll be a turnover. You can't get them to show up. It's because you haven't clearly identified what you need and want and what you're willing to pay for it.
Okay.
So if I came and applied for your job today, what role would you put me in? I just want to work for Unmatched Painting. Where would you put me?
I never thought of that. If you came, you experience, no experience, zero.
I've painted before. I've painted,
You painted
but
before.
I used to manage a restaurant.
You used to manage a restaurant. Okay, then I would give you. I have this little I have like this little system right now. It's something I got from you and what's his name? Nick Slavic. Something I got from you guys. So I kind of designed it to where I can just give it to anybody and they kind of know the order and the process of how to walk in and start, how to start, how to continue and how to finish as far as painting whatever it is it needs to be, whether it's a room, door, ceiling, anything like that. And I'd train you. I'd train you on the painting aspect for the first 2-3 weeks. Just kind of see where you're at, get you going, and then if you've managed before, then I'd look for another guy. Maybe another guy to train up, or someone that has a little bit of experience to help handle the painting side and have you manage the workers. Do you see what I'm saying? I would just kind of
Good.
that would be my idea. I don't know if that's wrong.
That's good. So your ability to identify traits and skill sets and plug in individuals to where they thrive, right? I'm an average painter, but I've managed a restaurant.
Yeah.
Great. That's my project manager. He's probably really good at talking to people. So I'm
Yeah.
probably going to put him in a position to talk to people. And not only that, be in a position to talk to his teammates and manage his team. So you've got to be prepared. Dude, listen, I'll be transparent here, man. I am at a point now. I know you probably heard of Dripjobs. That's my software.
Yes.
Okay. Dude, I'm all in. I mean, I'm hiring another developer. That's 3. There's no funding in this business. In software, that's a common thing. Look up funding, Shark Tank. Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
And what they do is they get funding for their businesses, okay, because they want to make hiring decisions and they have no money. But what's interesting about what I'm trying to do here is I'm so committed to what this will be that every time we get to a point in terms of revenue, how much the software is generating, I hire someone else. In other words, I could care less how much money I'm making. I don't even care. I just know that I need to build. And the problem that I see in a lot of businesses, and I understand that you have bills to pay. So you're going to have to look at the minimum that you need rather than me. I have another business that's sustaining me. So I'm able to do that a lot faster. You have to get this concept. Do not worry about making money. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that was like another reason why I wanted to hop on this, because that was my idea. Just cover my bills, just cover, the absolute
Right.
necessities,
But you've
and
got to
figure out
be
how to.
linear. And by that I mean
Yeah,
like focused on your numbers and identifying what costs are, which is so
yeah,
easy to do in this industry, right? But you got to look at that and say, can I afford another painter? And I did the same thing when I owned my painting business. I put 4, sometimes 5 painters on every job. And some people say that's crazy. And I live in Florida, so it's not like we can just shoot prices up like you guys. Okay. It's not, it
yeah,
doesn't work that way. It's a little bit different. But
yeah,
what I've learned is that when the production is strong, like butter tight, right? Like I'm hiring developers, right? In software. So
yes,
it's like that's my version of painters and sometimes supervisors, painters, project managers. That's my version in the software side as it is on the painting side, where I went all in on production. And it worked out because at the very least, I know, number one, my team is efficient. We do great work and we're fast, right?
okay,
People will pay for that. People will pay for
yes,
that. And then what does it do? It frees me. I never have to go to a job because I got so many people
yes,
that work on the job, right? So what am I doing? I'm marketing, I'm selling, I'm doing the things that generate more of that, and we could keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. So what I'm trying to really do for you, Martin, is help you see some things from my perspective in terms of a mindset shift. You're already almost there, right? You're thinking, well, I shouldn't worry about making money. I need to reinvest it. How much are you charging? How long do those jobs take? What is the profitability on those jobs? Those are things that you want to be an expert at. You want to mentally lock that in. You want to know, like, okay, well, if we're going to be here for 3 days, I'm charging this much money. We're using this much material. This is how much is left over. How many people can I fit within that? And how does that change the job time? Here's an example. You have a 3-day job for 2 people. Those 2 people cost $500. Okay. You ready?
yeah,
Now, if I add a third person to that job, okay, and assuming that these 2 people get paid $250 a day, or sorry, let me actually try here. So let me go back. So if you have yeah, I'm about to give bad math here. So if you have a 3-day job, right? And let's say each one of your painters is $150 a day. So that's $450 for each person. That's a total of $900. Okay. So it's a 3-day job. Well, let's say you wanted to add another painter to this team. That 3-day job, the labor cost on it now goes down to a 2-day job. Remember, each painter is $150. So painter 1 is $300 instead of $450. Painter 2 is $300 instead of $450. And guess what? Painter 3 is $300 instead of $450. Okay. Same labor cost, both $900. You get the job done in 2 days. Now you might say, well, what does that matter, Tanner? That opens up another day in the week. Do you understand that?
yes,
2 painters taking 3 days leaves 2 days left in the week. 3 painters taking 2 days leaves 3 days left in the week. That gives you another opportunity to sell a job for that slot. You've got to be a student of this
mm,
game of moving pieces around to
I see,
maximize and optimize your business. Some people get stuck on that. Well, I can't afford another painter. Well, you're thinking of it in the production that you're doing now rather than what opportunity is going to open up
I
when
see,
you squeeze down the production and you open up another window of time.
yeah,
So the
yeah, yeah,
mindset is like, although yes, you might think, man, can I handle another painter? Well, that's going to put pressure on you to get more marketing because you need more jobs. And what's that also going to do is make you a better salesperson. This whole next year and a half, 2 years of you should just be testing out what works and what doesn't. And your goal, as soon as you get that license, is to get out of the painting. Do not
yeah.
paint anymore. Do not paint anymore. So, do you have any other questions, man? I think that's a good start. I'd like to have you back once you get some things in place.
Yeah, no, that kind of those are kind of the things I was thinking of, that I was just kind of I was teeter-tottering in between, because like especially with the hiring and having more guys, because I was thinking, man, same thing. Had I had a helper or two, there's so many jobs, so many more jobs I could have fit in this month that would have been done. That I'm just having to stretch out because I'm solo, man. And I just wasn't sure the licensing. Another thing too, man, that makes it hard too is all this. Like I said, I just started cold, man. Go hot, but I'm doing this out of my car, bro. I'm doing this, I have my Sherwin-Williams accounts, my Dunn Edwards accounts, so that was a big help, you know. But yeah, I think you kind of hit it on the nail of what I was
Yeah, I
wondering.
ran my business out of my Honda when I
I'm
first
doing it out of
started.
a Kia right now, man.
Kia. So don't worry about that, man. You did it. You're here. You're on the other side. This is something you debated in your mind for years, and you're
Yeah.
here. You did it. You're here. Just get your ducks in a row. Get what you need.
Okay.
Do research. As resourceful as you've been in finding work, be resourceful to get your license, whatever
Yeah.
that requires, dude. Because once you do that, then you really will feel confident. You'll be like, all right, now it's game time, right? Come back
Yeah.
on here when you do that, and I'll give you some real game. Right now
All
we're
right.
being
Cool, man.
hypothetical, but I'd really love to help you in a more tangible
No,
fashion.
that helps me out a lot actually, because
So that was
now I can
helpful
kind
today.
of now I can kind of ground myself a little bit now for sure.
Exactly. Good. Now you have a direction. The last thing that I want you to see before we go, man, is do yourself a favor and identify what you want your business to look like in 2 years. Just write it down. Who's going to be working for you, how you're going to get your leads, who your ideal customer is going to be, what that team is going to look like, what your average job size is going to be. Game plan that, right?
Okay.
What is okay? I want to have a team of 4. Each one of those guys is going to get paid $20 an hour, right? So we're going to do high-end interior, exterior painting for clients that make X amount of money. Like, it's one of those things where just get it on paper. So when you are acting as a business owner, you're lining up for that when that time comes. I think it's going to be really helpful for you.
Now that you say that, that was actually my last question. So I know you're real big on niching down. And so my question was, I want to niche down, but I want to have multiple crews for the 3 niches: interior, exterior, and cabinets. I
Yeah, I
want
mean, that's good. I think but here's the thing. I think that, and anytime someone says the C word, it's just, you want to shop. Number one, you want to make sure you have a physical location. There's enough interior and exterior painting for you to do without ever having to touch cabinets. And number 3, it's going to make your hiring harder, isn't it? I mean, cabinets are a different type of service, right? You can't hire the same people to do cabinets as you do interior and exterior painting. They're different people.
Yeah, that was my
Different skill
idea.
set.
Yeah, the shop part, I didn't think about that. I would be better than
Don't do
on-site.
cabinets. Don't. I want you to learn how to hire first
Learn how to hire
and put a team together and just get good at one thing and then do that for a year. This
Yeah.
is a lifetime game here, bro. This isn't like, oh, well, I'm just going to try this for a few years. You could do cabinets in 20 years and be, you can have that third crew in 20 years of cabinets if you want.
Okay.
When everyone has a trend to do them, green.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So don't even think about it. It's just a waste of money on marketing because then you can't. I mean, pick one. If you want to do cabinets, do cabinets. I'm just saying, pick one because you need marketing for it. You got to put out the right ads for it. You got to put the right sales process together for it. Isn't the sales process of a cabinet job different than that of a painting job? Much different. You got to be quieter, right? You're in the kitchen. It's a little more elegant. You got to bring the door,
different process,
right? Rather than like outside, you're walking around. Like, you want a bottle of water? It's just like a different environment, man. So just stay focused, bro. Just little by little, you're doing it. I don't know. I think you're really good so far. Just keep it going. All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you, bro. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. All right. For sure, man.
All right. See ya. What's up, guys? Thanks so much for listening to that business breakthrough. In this next little segment here, I have a good friend, Andrew Wright. He is a Dripjobs user, and I want to get the word out. So he decided to come on with me, speak a little bit about how Dripjobs is working in his business. So hang around for a little bit longer and listen to how Andrew's running his business with Dripjobs. All right. What's up, everyone? I'm here with my good friend, Andrew Wright, Integra Painters. Man, it's been what? 6-7 months. You've one of the earliest users of Dripjobs, man. So how has it been helping you, man? What do you think about it overall? Let's start there.
So I really like it. what I like the most is that everything is organized from start to finish. So from the time that we onboard somebody as a lead until their project is complete, we have separate, distinct categories and communication for that customer. That's probably what I like the most about it. It also provides a really easy way for us to keep, communication, scheduling, and payment all in one platform. And the kind of like self-serve, like, customer portal with the payment option in it is awesome.
Yeah. Are you selling your jobs on the spot?
No, not at all. We've done.
You come home and you email them?
Yeah, I've done some of that. In fact, most of the time my reputation precedes me, and so I'm not doing a ton of. I could have a business that's 3 times the size if I wanted to, close on the spot.
Crush it. Yeah.
But I just, I don't care.
Happy where you're at now. No, I'm the same way. At this point, I'm the same way, dude. I used to, look, I'm the on the spot guy, but as you get your reputation and you just know, like, hey, if I email this, man, I'll get same or close results.
Right.
Which is nice. So in terms of like, the sales side of Dripjobs, the follow-ups, how's that been working for you? Have people been responding? Are they responding in a good way? Are you even selling a couple extra jobs that you maybe thought you wouldn't have sold due to the follow-ups?
I think so. There are times where for certain customers, to experiment along the way, I've turned off the drips, just to kind of see what happens. And there is a noticeable difference. The biggest thing for me is just getting to, I don't care if it's yes or no, it's just getting there so I know what to do next. Am I going to continue to sell them, address concerns, or do we book the job? That third drip that comes out after you send them a proposal, it's like, we couldn't wait any longer.
Yeah.
Gosh darn, like my my response rate on that is huge. So if we don't get them in the first couple of days, that one always gets them.
It always, dude, it's the same for everyone. It's just like that one drip. I don't know what it was, man. I actually made that drip like 4 years ago when I used to have this other software that we were playing around with. It wasn't Dripjobs. It was just this email marketing thing that I used to do for contractors. And that message right there, it says, we couldn't wait any longer.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it that's just so authentic. Like, it's like, we're excited to do your job, at least let us know what's going on. So that's really cool, man. In terms of like what was your business like before? Like, were you less organized? Maybe did you use like Joist or one of the other softwares that, what was it like before?
So I was mostly on paper, paper and Google Docs prior to this. And the one thing I liked about paper is I was able to really easily crank out an estimate on the spot and hand it to them. I just snap a picture on my phone, type it into my Google Docs later. Obviously, that's a lot of extra steps.
Yeah.
The flip side is you're leaving them with a tangible thing, but at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Like we don't need that. And I have a really nice leave behind anyway. So, it doesn't, it was a lot of extra work. I think that where it really comes in handy is in the conversion process from cold lead to, somebody that's scheduling an estimate, having something in the background that is, sending out those daily emails or whatever. It does seem to help. I mean, I'm following.
Are you buying leads?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes.
Did we hook you up? Did we connect your Angie?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are buying leads from them, and then Dripjobs follows up with them for you.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
Well, and so that's the thing is, if you're going to spend $120 for a lead, whether it's from Thumbtack or Angie or anybody else, I don't want to just leave that in my hands. Every other contractor is going to do the same thing. They're going to call them, hey, this is so-and-so. They might shoot them a text, but the way that, we really want to stand out is with that persistent communication. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I tell people is, hey, listen, our communication is better than anybody else in the industry. And Dripjobs is a huge part of that.
That's great, man. I appreciate that. Last question. I'm really curious because this is like the feature that I love the most. And I know a lot of people are using, and I want to like get this to be something that's like widely adopted in the industry. It's just like how simple it is to send that booking link for people who call. Is that something that you've been using? Like when someone calls, you send them the link and they fill out the form?
No,
Really?
I did in the beginning, but so the way my business is set up is a little bit different. There's the side of the business that runs through Dripjobs, and we've got another side of the business that's through contractors, and a lot of that stuff is just like, hey, this is what I got, this is how much, and then I send some guys out there. So I don't have a huge, I don't know, I think I've run like 130K through Dripjobs this year, something like that. It's definitely not the biggest part of the business, so it's kind of easy to manage without that. If they're already in, and so a lot of the people
that you deal with are already in.
They're already in, so it's really just getting them to answer the phone,
right?
And then I can kind of move them through.
Got it.
We do have people that sign up, and they get that, and they will take themselves through.
Sure.
They'll take themselves from cold lead to estimate scheduled. The one thing that would be nice is that if it's synced with like the Google Calendar that I use,
it's coming.
That's what I hear, and so I'm super excited for that.
That's a big update, man. I didn't think it was that big, but like the way you do it with that, it's like you got to realize if you change something in your calendar, we've got to reflect that back into Dripjobs, and then Dripjobs got to notify your customer. Like there's a lot, man, but we're there. I mean, we are close. Like it's just a heavy, we want to do it right. Because when it comes to appointment times, you mess that up, you're not going to be happy.
For sure.
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
But that's cool, man. Yeah, that booking link is good. And the reason why I say that is because even in my business, right? If someone calls us, do people call you? Do you get like people that call your phone during? Yeah. So for us, like I used to hate writing down the information or typing it in or just sitting on the phone for 5 minutes while they go look at their calendar. And like, I just say, hey, I'm going to just send you a link. Just fill this out for me. And, we'll get everything and then they show up in the estimate requested stage, which, and then they show up in the appointment queue, which, so consider it. There's a little button we put at the bottom of the app. I don't know if you've seen it. It says new request. So you just tap that, put in their phone number, and then off it goes. So
I've used it. I like to strike while the iron's hot too, and so I'll just say, okay, what are you looking to have done? Kind of build that rapport.
That's true too.
And then just say, hey, you know what? Like whether it's true or not, I'm going to be in your area actually tomorrow, as it turns out.
Just so happens I'm actually driving by your house right now. I love it, man. So overall, man, I can hear it in your voice. It's been a benefit to you and your business.
Yeah.
If you had to tell somebody that's on the fence, I don't know, I don't want to pay that much, it's not worth it, or I'd rather just do it on pen and paper, what would you say to them?
I guess I have like kind of a sarcastic way to address it. Look, the reality is you're going to get out of it what you put into it, right? And if you quantify, so we're always talking about like, how much is my time worth? Oh, I want to bill $125 an hour or whatever. Well, if this is saving me 20 hours a week, and my time is worth $125 an hour, or 50 an hour, well, it's obviously worth it.
That's a good point, man.
So that's,
I heard that some entrepreneur posted on Instagram. He's like, if your time is worth so much, why are you cutting your grass? And I'm not saying I'm too good to cut my grass. I actually like cutting the grass, but I'm saying like in terms of tasks, you've got to realize that, if you can pay someone to do the task or something to do it for you, that opens up time for you to be able to do something that is more valuable in terms of your workday. So great point, man. Andrew, appreciate it, man. I know you're probably busy. It's Tuesday. You got to go sell some stuff. You're geared up. You got the branding on. I love it, dude. You look like you're ready to sell something, man. And that's how you should look. So thanks again. We'll touch base soon. Appreciate it, Andrew.
All right. Thanks, bro.
Man. All right.
Bye.